everyone, welcome back. I want to try a new kind of series, and they are still going to be styling videos, but it's going to be inspired by the zodiac signs. And even if you don't believe in astrology or you don't know anything about it, I still think it will be a fun video to watch, if I can say that myself. Because astrology, if you believe in it or not, is still a good way to look at archetypes. Every sign has its own personality traits, and I personally think it's fun to see which personality traits or stereotypes resonate with you. The first one I want to try is Capricorn, because I am a Capricorn rising and I also have 3 planets there, and your rising, Venus and Sun are going to tell the most about your style, in my opinion. And I can see a lot of stereotypes of Capricorn that are translated in my own style, but also a little disclaimer, I will take some stereotypes of Capricorn and try to translate them in outfits, but know that no one is 100% a Capricorn. Everyone has different planets and different signs, but I think it's going to be fun to lean in an aesthetic throughout the series. I sometimes feel like my style is all over the place, and I'm curious to see which archetypes will resonate the most. For my first look, I had to use a blazer because Capricorns are associated with the corporate life, so they will wear clothes that are typically seen in an office and they will wear it in a casual way. And another stereotype is that they are quite traditional, so they will wear things that have stood the test of time. And I think out of all of the signs, they are least likely to fall for trends, but they will fall for things that they consider to be timeless and good quality. So you probably will see them in natural fibers like wool and cotton. But maybe that's also because they are an earth sign, so you won't see a lot of things that are out of this world. I can't see a Capricorn going for a metallic look, for example. That's also why I chose to do the first 2 looks in brown, because Capricorn is an earth sign and brown is a good and soothing color for them. And they also wear a lot of classic colors like black, but this is more of a casual look. And they also love structure, so they will need some structure in their look. Although I am wearing an oversized sweater, they will want to balance it out with some structure in the back or in the shoes. And this is also still my version of a Capricorn. My style will slip into this no matter how hard I try. So if I'm honest, the oversized elements in these looks are probably a bit of Cancerian vibes that are sneaking in. I do like the skirt for this look because they are a bit distressed and they give off their old age. And I think Capricorns are always looked at as people who feel a bit older than they are. And that's also why I associate a vintage kind of wardrobe and style with Capricorn. And that also might be because they can be quite frugal, so they do not only like to wear things that have stood the test of time, they probably also like to save a bit of money in the process. For this look, I put my hair back in a ponytail. I think a Capricorn is pretty functional when it comes to their hair. They will put it back because it is easy, but they will not put much effort in a complicated hairstyle look. I think that also comes down to them being aware of time, knowing that time is limited and not wanting to waste time. So they might put some effort in their look when it is necessary for their work or for social events, but day to day I think they will keep their look, hair and makeup very simple. And because they want to keep things simple, they probably also have an outfit formula. Mine is definitely a sweater, pants, and an oversized coat. But to be more of a Capricorn, I wore this more tight-fitting coat that feels a bit more put together. And this coat is navy blue, which I also think is a good color for them, since it is a classic and pretty neutral. But also because another image for Capricorn is the sea goat, which is half goat, half fish. So using the color of the ocean is also something they will feel at home in. So I think by now you get the stereotype of Capricorn. So in this look, I think I have a very classical look that feels pretty put together and corporate, maybe also in a way, structural. But then the bags brings this vintage element, and it is leather, and then my coat and the pants are both wool, and my scarf is a cashmere scarf, but I got it secondhand and it was definitely a steal. I actually recreated this look from a look from Pinterest. I was making this mood board on Pinterest with all the looks I associated with the stereotypes of Capricorn, and I came across this look and I thought immediately of this coat that I have and my skinny scarf, and I thought it was perfect because it feels casual but also very smooth and very classic. So that's what I wanted to create with this look. But then when you take the coat off, it definitely feels very casual, and I think Capricorns can be very casual also in their style. I feel like a lot of the time they look like a granddad in the best way possible, because the style they gravitate towards has the same vibe as the clothes that your granddad would wear. And another granddad staple is a sweater vest. And a sweater vest was definitely a big trend 2 years ago, so I'm not saying anyone who wears sweater vest has some Capricorn in their chart. But I might want to say that about the classic sweater vest, the ones in earthy colors or grey colors without any patterns. And that's another thing about Capricorn, they will not gravitate towards patterns. They very much live in reality, and patterns can have something dreamy about them. Or patterns will portray something on an item that the item is not. They want a sweater to be a sweater and not a sweater with cats on them, for example. So for this look, I went with a classic sweater vest that matches the pants, and then also a button-up. A button-up is another Granddad staple, and it is something about my style that I also like a lot. I wear a lot of button-ups, and this is a look I wore the other day because I like how simple it is. But then the pants, for example, is made of 100% cotton, but it is a very heavy cotton, and I like that it feels a little bit different than my other pants because it feels very heavy weighted, if that makes sense. And that's just something that I think is also a stereotype of the Capricorn look, that the looks feel very heavy, like the material can be very heavy. This sweater I also chose because of how heavy it feels, and that might also be a Capricorn personality trait. They don't feel airy to other people, they might feel quite heavy, but they like that themselves. And the sweater is not super structured, but it still has a preppy element because of the polo style of the sweater. And I also think Capricorn has two styles. They have their corporate style, and then they have their granddad style when they are more relaxed. And this is one for the granddad vibe. I also wanted to wear this bag that I recently thrifted. It was a purchase that was a bit out of my comfort zone because it has a pattern on the back, but I still wanted to include it in this video because of the flowers, and nature is something I associate with all the earth signs, but mostly because the flowers are not printed on the back. They are also made of leather as the rest of the bag, and the colors are all very neutral. And then the pants is also a good example of a tracksuit for a Capricorn. It has an elastic band, which makes them very comfortable, but they still have a pinstripe and a very classic fit. So I feel like this is a look for when they are at home. Then I also wanted to include a look for when they had an event, maybe for New Year, since New Year falls in Capricorn season. I chose this black long dress. It has a lot of the elements that I already talked about. It's a black dress in one color, it has a very heavy fabric, and it has a structural element to it as well. And that's also something about Capricorn. They will never dress very sexy or seductive. It might be because the body type of a Capricorn can be a bit structured, if that makes sense. So an outfit that looks too soft will clash with their features. So I feel like they suit more structural looks as well. I also paired it with a blazer, this time a little bit more fitted, because the upper half of my outfit is very structural. I wore it with these boots, which is also something I associate with the earth signs because they feel so sturdy and so comfortable and practical. So that's another thing. It's very much a trend. You will see them again in my thrift haul soon of all the things I bought in October. And then I paired it with this handbag, which is from Yves Renard. I got it second hand and it's very structural. And I wear it when I have an event all the time. I don't wear it a lot, but when I want to be fancy, I wear it out. I want to end this video with a winter look because Capricorn is a winter sign, and I also think it's easier to find looks for Capricorn that feel a little bit warmer. So this is a wool coat that's a little bit more fitted in gray paired with a brown bag and the pinstriped pants you saw earlier. So that was everything. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a little bit different. Let me know if you want to see another sign. I'm probably going to do signs that I have in my own chart first, and then I'm going a bit more out of my comfort zone. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.